Hi, legends. What is happening? Hope you're all having a beautiful day. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin here together. I am keeping a very close eye here on the price of Bitcoin. Are we going to reject here by the dead cat bounce? Can we take a live trade here together? Let's see how it plays out. I'm also looking at the liquidity. I'm looking at CVD. Right, let's analyze the price of Bitcoin. Smash up the like on your way in. Let me just open up my feed over here, see what is going on. And let's get right into it, legends. Let me share my screen over here. Okay, legends, this is what I'm currently watching. Okay, I already took a long trade here to the upside. That position is fully closed. Okay, and now we did tap this level ever so slightly. We did tap the dead cat bounce ever so slightly, and now we're getting a little bit of a rejection to the downside. I do not want to see bullish CVD forming on the momentum here to the downside, which means that we can go and take the high once again. Okay, legends, just want to make sure that everything is fine. Mr. Crypto Big Brains, welcome in the house. Let me know if everything is fine. I'm seeing some difficulty here on my screen, but let me know if everything is in order. You can hear me, you can see my screen, all is good. Okay. Hello, Devil, please check XRP. Hi, Devil, that guy, thanks for joining the stream. Mr. Crypto Big Brains, welcome. Frank, welcome to the stream. Live and clear. Okay, cool. Let's dive right in. Cool, legends. So what I am watching over here is this level, okay, the SFP level that I've got marked out over here. Can everyone see that? SFP level, I've got it marked out over there, right? And yes, it does happen that you literally tap the level and you get momentum to the downside. And what makes, okay, why is this level so important, you may ask, okay? I recall to the strategy as the range high and the range low strategy. Hugo, thanks for joining. Hi, welcome, welcome. Yep, we can hear you. Thank you so much, Mr. Crypto Big Brains. Okay, so legends, what makes this strategy so powerful? Okay, I call it the SFP, but I should actually call it, okay, I should actually call it range high. And for those that's been following me for a while, you know I often speak about this strategy, and now, okay, I just don't want to see bearish or bullish CVD forming. Okay, at the moment, let's just zoom in here into 3-minute time frame. I want to see if I can take a trade over here. Okay, live trade with the legends in the house. Okay, we have not claimed the high. Also, no bullish CVD yet. No bullish CVD yet. So, I mean, I would personally, what I would like to see over here, I would like to see a little bit of a deeper wick to the upside, okay? Usually, when I observe these levels over here, and I'll go into detail why the strategy is so important and why it plays out so many times, is that I want to see that liquidity grab and acceptance back below, okay? That's a better way of playing this trade. You want to see it struggle, and then find weakness here to the downside, okay? Rolling over, leaving low time frame wicks behind. Note high time frame body of the candle closes above, because that could signal us to come and claim or fill the inefficiency. Well, the inefficiency actually goes much higher, okay? That is the inefficiency that we're looking over there. We do have an order block over there that I'm keeping an eye on, which is an alignment with a previous day value area high. Okay, Andy also spoke about this level during his live stream. Mr. Andy in the house likes this trade. Thank you so much. For those of you that are not following Andy, all right, down in the description of my video, okay, you click on more, you zoom in, and you will see there is Mr. Andy. Legend in the house, one of the best scalp traders that I've ever come across. Andy is too humble to admit it, but he's an absolute legend when it comes to scalp trading. Okay, so please go and check out Andy's channel if you have not seen Andy. Right, also if you'd like to come and trade with me, Bluffin, no KYC required, 80k bonus, one of the largest sign-up bonuses. Also your way to support the channel. I also use 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽 and 𝗞�61. Unfortunately, these two exchanges do require KYC, so if you can KYC, 𝗞�61 has the lowest fees. But Bluffin at the moment, you know, it's really good at the moment. I do a lot of trading on Bluffin at the moment. Really loving it. Okay, cool, legends. Now, let's go back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Okay, not convinced just as yet, but I mean, when we zoom in, we did tap it. Is that a first attempt? Okay, is that going to be it? Let's go look at liquidity. Did we grab most of the good? Yeah, I mean, we did, yeah, on the 12-hour time frame, and I'm really trying to zoom in here onto the smaller time frame to say that, well, is there still enough liquidity above to have that wick? Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. Let me do this, okay? Is there still enough liquidity above for us to wick up and get acceptance back below that range high that I've just highlighted? Okay, so, I mean, we have grabbed 16 million, 16 million, yeah, about 16 million in liquidity at the moment with this momentum yet to the upside. Is that enough to give us more downwards momentum? CVD, what is CVD telling us? Yes, yes, this is what you like to see. You like to see local bearish CVD starting to build up. So what I can see here on the local time frame, okay, and I know this is nitpicking, legends. This is how you need to sniper your entries, okay? This is nitpicking for me, is that I see a pivot and I see lower price action. And as we're trying to recover, I'm spotting some local bearish CVD forming on yellow. Okay, so maybe we have a chance over here, right? These range high and range low strategies, they often play out, okay? Because usually what happens with these strategies, okay, is that the basics of how the strategy work, and you know, I'm sharing a lot of alpha now over here, and smash up the like for the alpha, is that when you have a large dump to the downside or a pump to the upside, okay, you have either a dump to the downside or you have a pump to the upside. That first low that you form over here is called the range low. That first high that you formed over here is the range high. And typically what happens is that you either tap it and you close high time frame candles below, like a 15-minute body of the candle below, like we've done over there. You can see if I take the scribble out the way and I put a line in here, this is how this one played out, okay? We closed a high time frame, or a high-ish, okay? 15 minutes is not the highest time frame, but we closed the body of a 15-minute candle below this level, which increases the probabilities that you're going to come fill the inefficiency, which we did, and we went much lower. Now we are at exactly the same place, just in reverse, okay? Where you have a massive dump to the downside, you form your first high, which I call the range high, okay, and then the rules for the strategy is as follow. When you tap this level, you want price to move away and not tap this level again. Okay, price needs to now move away. Even if it comes back for a retest, it should not ideally touch this line over here. So you want to see a lower high for continuation here to the downside. So usually a powerful strategy. And then, you know, most traders will target the low over here. Okay, when you get a successful SFP from this line, you go and you target the low. Right. The other rule for the strategy is to say that if you tap the level twice, so let's say we've tapped it now, literally we tapped it like this much, okay, and price comes back and it taps it again. Okay, usually when you tap this level 2 times, okay, or more, you can consolidate, you can keep on smashing through it and consolidate. The more times you tap it, and even if you close, like what happened over here, okay, even if you close like a 15-minute, 1-hour body candle above this level, you increase the probabilities of coming to fill the inefficiency. So ideally, what you would like to see is a tap and go. Okay, this is what I call the tap and go strategy. If you start closing high time frame candles above, no bearish CVD building up, you know, still local bullish CVD building up with every drop that we get to the downside, okay, you increase the probabilities of coming to fill the inefficiency. So it is quite important that for the bears, if we're expecting downwards momentum over here, you want the price to move away. Okay, I can actually take this out the way. That trade was successful. Okay, so I hope I've explained it well enough. And this bearish CVD that I've just highlighted, you guys can see how powerful this tool is. It just played out, okay? The target was the low, and we took it. Okay, so this bearish CVD that formed over here now played out. The target was the low, we took it, and if we fall a little bit further and we come back up and we form local bearish CVD again, okay, against these pivot, then it confirms that momentum can continue to the downside. Right. Just want to see. That's why I was a little bit late for the stream. I nibbled a little bit at the position over here. I have such a tight stop loss. Right, I wonder if I can share it with you guys. Let me just see if I can share the screen with everyone. I want to see if I can just drag this thing across, legends. Okay, I'll figure that out in a moment. Right, legends, let's go back here onto the price of Bitcoin. I want to share with you guys the trade that I took. I mean, I literally, just to show everyone here on the chart, I just need to figure out how to share that screen so that everyone can see it. I'll do it in a moment. Right, so this was basically, I literally entered exactly, okay, as we hit the level over here. This is where I entered. This is why I was a couple of minutes late for the stream. And I have an extremely tight stop loss. My stop loss is literally over there, right? And I'm targeting the lows. I just want to stress here, legends, that, okay, I'm not a bull or a bear. I'm a bull bear. I call myself a bull bear. Depending on what price action I see, I will decide whether I'm going to long or short, right? During this entire structure here, okay, someone yesterday in my live stream said, 𝗬𝗿𝘆𝗽, but you're always bullish. No, I'm not always bullish, okay? We played a beautiful long year to the upside, okay? We also played a long year to the upside. Okay, so the legends, I missed this short. Okay, the legends highlighted by 𝗬𝗫 in our Discord live community or trading community highlighted this short here to the downside, and a beautiful short here to the downside. So we basically longed, we shorted, we longed, okay, took profits, and then we longed again over here, right? And I closed most of 80% of my position over here. I left 20% of the position open, thinking that maybe we have a chance for higher levels, and then I got stopped out at break even over here. Okay, but nonetheless, I made some good profits, right? So we longed, we short, we longed, we didn't short over here, we longed again, and some of the legends did short the momentum here to the downside. And now this morning I entered a long over there. That trade played out to perfection, and now we're looking for shorts, right? We're hitting confluence areas. We're hitting a range low strategy. With good risk management, you can attempt the short here to the downside. Right. Okay. So just to show that whoever said yesterday I'm always bullish, no, I'm not. I'm in a short at the moment. Okay. And if I get stopped out, right, legends, this is why I exercise great risk management. I don't care if I get stopped out, because the risk to reward is absolutely insane, okay? I know that if price, okay, had to come back up, it weaks me out and it finds acceptance back to the downside, I will re-enter, okay? Especially if I see weakness in 𝗬𝗚 CVD, I will re-enter. Okay, let me go through some comments over here. Say hi to the beautiful community. How is everyone doing? That guy, remember to tap the like button to show your love for the great free TA. Thank you so much. Looks like my favorite pattern, ascending wedge. Yes, let's see if we can make sense of this ascending wedge, which is bearish. Okay, it is a bearish pattern. It's not a pretty ascending wedge here to the upside. Not pretty. Let's see, maybe from this pivot. Not a pretty ascending wedge, but I get what you're trying to say, is that, you know, you're having that squeezy scenario here to the upside. Okay, you're squeezing, and then you lose momentum and you fall down to the downside, you lose the trend, and then this is where most breakout traders will start shorting the trend here to the downside. Okay, right. Okay, cool, legends. So this is basically the trading setup that I'm in at the moment, and I do acknowledge, okay, that we can come back and wick me out. I have no issue with re-entering, okay? But I want to see locally what's going to happen to the price action. Does it get acceptance back above and fail miserably? Because that is where I enter, and that is where I know where to exercise good risk management. I am not going to short as we pumping here to the upside. There's just no ways, because then I don't know how to exercise risk management. Okay, you want to see weakness, and ideally you want to see some local bearish CVD building up with a momentum to the upside. And I mean, for now, this actually looks quite bearish. Price is falling down and CVD is still continuing to the upside, confirming that there's a lot of retail trying to long the momentum here to the upside, and bigger players, smart money, is just absorbing all the longs and pushing the price to the downside. So this is what this is showing me over here. Okay, ooh, we are building now. Okay, this is now where it gets interesting. We now are building bullish CVD, okay, against this pivot as price is dropping. Okay, bullish CVD, of which the target is the high. So definitely a possibility, even with the bullish CVD building up here, okay, that you can come sweep the high and then fall back down. Right. But I'm more interested in CVD to the right, always more interested in the CVD to the right, because the local CVD, okay, to the right always takes preference. So if price starts climbing up here and CVD is still bearish here to the upside, this one still has the higher probability of playing out. Right, legends, let's see how this plays out. Okay, I do also acknowledge the fact, okay, that you could definitely have a little bit of a retracement, you bounce on the trend, and then you have strength here to the upside. You have high 15-minute time frame candles closes above, and then you come and you fill the inefficiency. Okay, legends, what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to continue here to the downside? It's a fake out. We also, when I look at this entire structure, just want to make this a little bit thicken the line so that everyone can see it. I know it looks a little bit messy over here, okay, but this is how I look for areas of confluence, right? So who went to school this morning, who listened in class this morning when I said, okay, let me just zoom out here, okay, in this morning's YouTube update, this is the level that I spoke about. I said, legends, we can definitely front run the 3.8 level, the 0.382 FIB level, and I will turn bullish when you get acceptance back above the previous day value area low. And then what you want to see is perhaps a rejection by the naked point of control, a retest for continuation to the upside. That is exactly what happened. Okay, here's the previous day value area low, we got acceptance back above, we rejected by the naked point of control in confluence with the 0.382. okay, we fell back down here, we held the level, and then I entered my long round about this area somewhere, and I just wanted to claim the highs over here, and this is where I closed my position, you know, in and out, nice little day trade here. But from a larger time frame perspective, we got acceptance back inside the value area low. Yes, we got a rejection by the naked point of control, but this level held, okay, and now we are grinding here to the upside, which now is the 50% FIB level in confluence with the range low or the range higher over here. And this is currently where we're getting a little bit of a rejection here to the downside. Okay, so for those of you that paid attention in class this morning, when I did the YouTube update, you should have, okay, hopefully a long trade in profits at the moment with good risk management. Okay, right. Legends, also remember down in the description, okay, if you would like to come and trade with me, bluffing, no KYC required. You sign up in a couple of minutes. And right, that's where I opened the trade here at the moment. I think, yes. Okay. Let me take this out the way. Okay, legends, I'm kind of trying to give some alpha over here, but I'm also managing and looking at how this trade is going to play out. Okay, are we going to get strength here to the upside? Because legends, I mean, this can go either way, but it's good risk management, okay, that keeps you in the game. So if I get stopped out and we get acceptance back below the level, I will simply re-enter, but I want to see some signs of weakness as well. So for me, I know that the market has a way, right, where you're expecting a nice little wick to the downside and you don't get it, and all you get is this teeny weeny little tap, this teeny weeny little tap that goes above and then it falls down, right? So okay, let's see how this plays out. Right, now let's zoom into the 1 hour time frame. And before I carry on with the analysis over here, okay, on the 1 hour, this really does look wedgy here to the upside. Okay, does look wedgy. Okay, not a beautiful wedge pattern, but wedgy nonetheless. And I can just take, ooh, I don't want to take the range high out. I can take this out. Right, let me go through some comments over here, okay? And just speak about some of the things that I highlighted this morning. And I want to be a little bit bearish today, okay? Because I'm getting comments from people saying that, 𝗬𝗐, you're always bullish, okay? So I'm going to talk about the bearish case scenario today. Right. Just took a short, okay? Obviously, with good risk management. Thank Adam, right, as always. 𝗬𝗐𝗍𝗫 in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, smash up the like for the alpha over here, not financial advice. And for the alpha, my friend, like got smashed from me. Thank you so much. Could you erase all the levels on the chart and walk through how you get the levels? Ooh, okay. That's quite interesting. Do you mean the Fibonacci levels? Do you mean the daily levels? So I can briefly go through that. It's quite simple. It's really, really simple. I don't mind going through that. Okay. Cover your ears, people. 𝗬𝗐 going to do some bear talk. Mr. Sin Games. Yes, yes, yes. My cat been staring at the screen all day, just nodding at the screen. And the 1 second chart. Oof, yeah, 1 second chart. That's a bit extreme, right? Crypto Fart, hey 𝗬𝗐, thanks again for the alpha, much appreciated. Thanks for joining the stream. Let's carry on here, legends. Okay, I will go through how I get to my levels in a moment. Okay, so for now, and you will see, guys, I have a lot of levels on my chart. Okay, it looks like an absolute mess, but I can tell you guys, this is how I make money as a day trader, right? These levels are the levels that make me money, because this is where I observe the reaction of the price action when it hits these levels. So very important to have these levels on your chart. Right. Okay, so let's go back into the 1 hour time frame over here and just zoom into this little structure. This morning during my update, I said, legends, okay, when you take a fib here from this low to this pump that we made over here, we had a front run of the 0.382 level. Someone asked me this morning, 𝗬𝗐, what do you mean by front run? It basically means that you are waiting for a key area to be hit. Okay, you're waiting for a key area of confluence that you want to be hit. Price comes down and it front runs the level. It doesn't hit it. Okay, that's what I mean by front run. And not often that the market gives you front runs, but I have seen it play out often in bull markets. When you are inside an aggressive bull market to the upside, front running often happens in bull markets. I have seen it with the 2021 bull market, where price just leaves traders behind, everyone expecting to buy in at a retracement, and then it does this, okay? It front runs the level. And now again today, right, we front ran the 0.382. So when I take the same fib, and I drag it to the recent high over here, you can see that we front run 0.382 again. Very frustrating. Okay. I also did highlight, legends, that we have bullish CVD against this pivot and this pivot at the moment. We also have bullish CVD against this pivot and this pivot at the moment. But this pivot to me is more important. And the reason this pivot is more important is that when I go back onto the 1 hour and look at CVD, okay, let me zoom in over here. You can see that we've already made bullish CVD against these two pivots on yellow. Okay, we already made bullish CVD, of which the target was the high, and we took it. And probabilities just increase that when you make CVD against this pivot for the first time and it plays out, this pivot becomes weaker. So now I'm looking at this pivot, and we are forming bullish CVD against this pivot at the moment. Okay. Right, so legends, what's also interesting, like I highlighted this morning, is that each Fibonacci level has some confluence with it. So quite interesting that we have a naked point of control in confluence with a 0.382. We have a daily level in confluence with a 0.5. We have another daily level in confluence with a 0.6, and we have a naked weekly point of control at the 786. So even if we get momentum here to the downside, I am expecting a bounce in one of these areas over here, okay? A nice little decent bounce to at least come and claim this high, if we're not just going to claim it from where we are right now. Okay, so like I've explained with this range high strategy, if we tap that level for a second time, or you start closing high time frame candles above this level over here, you increase the probabilities of coming to fill the inefficiency, and you could potentially have the breakout here to the upside. So we might all be waiting for these levels, and we are going to claim the high before we hit any of these levels. Okay. Also, what I want to highlight that I didn't speak about, I'm not sure if I spoke about it in my live stream or my video update this morning, is that when I look at this bull flag, okay, let me take some of the levels out here, clean it up so that to switch off the point of controls, leave the trends, switch off daily levels, clean it up nice and fresh for everyone. Okay, there we go. Right, I can take that out as well. Legends, looking at this bull flag, okay, from a pattern perspective, okay, and I know there's some pattern traders out there which are very successful, okay, and most retail traders start out trading patterns. We have to acknowledge that we've already had a fake out to the upside, and now we had a fake out to the downside. And we are currently inside the pattern, okay? So we have to acknowledge that perhaps, the fake out already took place. We do have bullish CVD confirming that we could come and claim this high, because bullish CVD against this pivot, and this pivot means that the target is the high. Bullish CVD against this pivot, and this pivot means the target is the high. So definitely a possibility that the low could be in for now, right? Where we now have acceptance back inside the flag, and now the breakout or the breakdown will be the true move, okay? So we're either going to fall down here, which is now the true move to the downside, and you want to see us bounce at those Fibonacci levels with the daily levels that I've highlighted, or you want this to be the breakout that's going to come claim the high and potentially even go to $64,000, where the next area of confluence is lying. Okay. I would expect, if price breaks out here successfully, to go and at least tap $64,400. Okay, $64,700. Right, so that is the pattern scenario that I've highlighted over here. I've spoken about the range low strategy that I'm keeping an eye on over here. This morning, I spoke about the trend line, okay, so purely from a one-line trend perspective, okay. I love trend line breakouts, okay. I have great success with them because I practice good risk management, but I will be honest with you guys, this was not an easy trade over here. From a price action perspective, it looks simple, okay? I have no indicators on my chart at the moment. There's no indicators anywhere on my chart, but I can use one line, okay, to say, okay, we have a breakout. I put my stop below the low, and I start taking profits on the way up by, obvious pivot levels. So purely looking at price action and using one line, you can successfully trade momentum to the upside. So if you only used price action, you should have a successful trade over here. And hopefully you took profits where you're supposed to take profits if you're in a long position. Okay, so that's the easy way, right? And sometimes this is why I don't like indicators, okay? But I do like the CVD because it is correct most of the times, okay? But no indicator is perfect, because what I did not like about using an indicator for this price action is that look at that pivot and look at the lower lows over there, or the lower highs over there. And then when you go here onto CVD, right, which is my trusty indicator that I use, the only indicator that I use, and I zoom into that price action, this is what happened, okay? We formed lower highs and higher highs, aggressive higher highs on CVD, which confirms that the target is the low. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, maybe this is going to be a fake out. You claim the low again, and then you get the breakout to the upside. And then we slowly grinded here to the upside. And then when we claimed this point of control, or the value area low that I switched off, I just want to find it again. Okay. Value area high, value area low. When we started claiming this value area low here at the bottom, volume started kicking in, and we started forming bearish, massive bearish CVD with the retracements. Bullish CVD. With all this retracements over here, we just started forming nice bullish CVD here for the momentum to the upside. Okay, so this indicator did fail me inside of this trade. And if I purely looked at price action, not looking at any indicator, I would have most probably traded this successfully to the upside. But I do have to highlight that in most instances, okay, tripping over my words over there, right? The CVD has been a really good friend to me, okay? It has given me the guts, if I can use that word, to enter at levels where I never thought I would have entered if I only looked at price action. And when I also backtested CVD to include it as part of my trading strategy, I saw that my win rate has increased since I started using CVD. So it's not always perfect, but I still have more successful trades because of it, by not using it. And that is how I use CVD. Right. What is that CVD indicator you use? How to get it looking like that? If you'd like the settings, the yellow line that I have over here, the white line that I have over here, Legends, go down in the description, go join our free Discord Legends community. Okay. There's a sexy video about myself and Andy over here when I was in Dubai that we recorded together. We do have a free section. We also have a paid for section. Inside the free section, please tag me inside the Discord chat section. I see a lot of you are sending me personal DMs. I don't have time to reply to personal DMs. Go inside the Discord. Let me show you guys. Okay. Let me show you guys, right? Go inside the Discord and go to chat over here, right? This is the section, the basic hub that you will have access to in the free section, okay? Where you can basically tag me and I will send you the settings for the CVD over here. Okay, I will send you the settings. Ooh, this is absolutely insane, okay? Price falling here to the downside, CVD moving up. Okay, so I'm definitely going to keep that trade open. Right, what's the target for us? For your short, the target for my short is the lows over here. But if I do spot some strength to bully CVD building up, I will consider taking some profits. But for now, my target is the lows over here. My last TP target is the lows over here. Okay, that is my target. But I want to see how we're going to react when we come back to the value area low. Because if we come back down here and I do spot some more bullish CVD building up, I might start taking some profits. Okay, but as long as 𝗬rie CVD is building up the way that it's building up here at the moment, yeah, it confirms momentum here to the downside. Okay, cool. So CVD, right? If you guys would like your CVD to look like mine over here, go to the free Discord, like I've shown you guys. Where's that thing? Go to the free Discord, go into the chat, tag me, and I will send you the settings. Right, and also the instructions on how to upload the script. No problem at all. Okay, so I mean, it looks like we grabbed the liquidity. We could get some momentum here to the downside. And it's also interesting to note that that low that I'm targeting over here, okay, also has a lot of liquidity. So perhaps we're coming down to grab all of this liquidity. Okay. What's the target for your short? I've gone through that. We'll try. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. 𝗞𝗔, I want to know about the CVD too. Yes, everyone wants to know about the CVD. It's really the reason, okay, the biggest reason I like the CVD is because it's the only indicator that I know of that is not a lagging indicator. It is a real-time live data information indicator. It shows you in real time what retail is doing and what the smart money is doing. Okay. The smart money is pushing price down. Retail is trying to long over here. So this shows me that retail is trying to long and smart money is trying to push the price down. Okay, and smart money, as we all know, always wins. Okay, right, legends. That is basically what I'm looking at over here. So I just quickly want to talk about the bearish case scenario. Okay, so for the bears out there, everyone that tells me that I'm always bullish, this is for you. This is just for you. Okay. 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗏, 𝗬𝗐𝗍, how low do you think we go on the next big leg down before we get beloved bull run? Okay, I'm going to go through that now. Okay, so I'm going to go through the big bearish scenario right now. 𝗬𝗏𝗍, and in anyone that is bearish and think we are going down to $42,000, this is for you. Okay. So what I would like to do over here is go on to the daily, switch off everything, clean up the chart, take out the weekly levels. Let's zoom into the 3-day chart over here. Okay. Okay. Hi, and thanks again, 𝗬𝗐𝗍𝗽. CVD is interesting. If I understand, you are using the RSIs. Yes, I do use RSIs on the larger time frames, especially from an investment perspective. Okay. Right. So, legends, what I want to discuss over here, let's rather go into the daily. It's just going to look better if I discuss it on the daily. Okay, bearish case scenario. Okay, and let me go and switch that on, because luckily I have it prepared. Bullish, bearish, is it this one? Okay. It's not, no, I don't want to discuss this much bearishness. I want to discuss, where did I put it? My folders are all tangled up. Bearish, is it this one? Okay, legends, I'll just do it from scratch. Okay, no problem. I can't find that folder right now, so I'll just do it from scratch. Okay, legends, definitely a possibility. Okay, this structure for now still looks corrective. Okay, it's not really impulsive here to the downside. So from a bearish perspective, which is still bullish for the bull run to continue here to the upside, is you're kind of looking at a WXY. You're looking at a potential WXY. Okay, where you basically have an ABC in W, you have an ABC in X, and you have an X needs to go over here. Let me do this again. Okay, all a WXY basically means is that you have multiple ABCs within each leg over here. So you have an ABC, okay, you have an ABC, and now you potentially have an ABC where you're going to take the low again. Okay, so this is the more bullish bearish scenario that I'm talking about over here. So if you are still a believer that the bull run is going to continue, but we are still going to come take this low once more, this is the scenario that you want to keep an eye on. Okay, is the WXY that I'm highlighting over here. If you are still a believer that we are going to come down here a little bit further, right, and then have that massive explosion from a bull run perspective here to the upside, okay, there's a possibility that we can come down very low over here. And what I do to measure this target over here is that I take a fib extension from the high to the low to the high that we've made over here. Just want to make sure that I have it correct. And I also want to make sure that I'm using the regular scale over here. Okay. A, B, C. W needs to go over there. Sorry, legends. I'm just fixing this because I can't find my scenario and I need to fix the levels over here. Okay. W. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Okay. X, Y. Right. Okay. So, legends, what you would like to see for this scenario and Y wave targets here to the downside. Okay. Let me take the brushes out. Is the 1-to-1 that we've just tapped already. The 1.236 is a rare wave target, but you don't really want to see it to come to the 618 because that's an invalidation for a Y wave target to the downside. So maximum target is here by the 1.236. Okay. Now, I just want to go and measure this wave. This is now where the conundrum starts kicking in. Now I'm looking at this structure, legends, and this is now where it becomes dangerous, okay? And this is why I'm saying we need to have a little bit more upwards momentum for this corrective structure to still be bullish, for us to continue the bull market. Why do I say that? Is because in a WXY, you have multiple ABCs. So if this is an A, and this momentum here to the upside is a B wave, and we still need to create a C wave to the downside, this is where the problem comes in. Okay, so the Y has a maximum target of here by the 1.236. Okay, so if we are going to form an A, B, C, here is your C wave targets, 1 to 1, which aligns with an invalidation of the Y wave and the 1.236. What makes this area very dangerous for a C wave here to the downside to hit common C wave targets over here is that when I zoom into the structure, we're going to take this low. And if you take this low, you're starting to change macro market structure. Okay, that's the danger of that level over there. So when I look at this entire structure over here, as soon as you take this low over here, okay, you are going to start changing market structure. Lower low, lower high, lower low, and you could potentially go into a bear market as soon as you take this low. So what you want to see is a bearish structure that does not take that low. And this is potentially the scenario that needs to play out to save us from that situation is the higher B goes. So let's just say for argument's sake, okay, that, let me take this one out the way, okay. Let's for argument's sake say that this is definitely a corrective structure here to the upside, and this scenario is definitely going to play out. You want the structure to go as high as possible, okay, so that when I take the fib extension and I go measure A, B, C, it drags the levels up. Okay, so luckily a B wave here to the upside, if this is a A, B here to the upside, it does have high targets and it also has flat targets where you can come claim the high and then smack back down. But it also likes the 0.88. So when you take a fib here from the low to wherever, or to this high, from the high to the low, did it the wrong way around, okay? B wave targets also love the 0.88. So if we could come here to the 0.88, okay, it means that if the C wave falls here to the downside and we are inside common C wave targets, we will take the low and we will still be safe by not taking this low. I hope that makes sense. I've tried to explain it as best as I possibly could. Okay, so legends, in summary, what I'm trying to say over here is if this is a corrective structure and it's not impulsive, it's not the start, the low is not in, you want this to go as high as possible so that when we take the low, the common C wave targets, okay, are still above this high. So that when we fall down and we go A, B, down, we find support here between $46,000 and $41,000 maximum target, which then means that the bull run can continue from this level, okay? But you want this to go up higher, because if we are going to fall down from where we are right now, I can tell you guys now, it doesn't look good. Because if I drag the fib down from the high that we've made over here, okay, this is the problem, is that your common C wave targets, the 1 to 1 to the 1.236, which is your most common C wave targets, are at the low. That's the problem. So for the bears, right, the bear bulls, because you want us to take the low, you want us to complete the Y wave in an ABC, where you have an A, you basically have ABCs in each structure. You want this to go a little bit higher, which can still be corrective to give us the momentum here to the downside. Right, so this is the most bearish bullish scenario that I still have. The most bullish scenario is that the Y is already in and we are building impulses back to the upside, okay? This is what most traders want to believe. This is what, the low is in, because every time we take the low, we swing failure and we get momentum to the upside. We took the low, we swing failure, and we're getting momentum to the upside. So there's definitely a chance that this Y wave can be in. So I'm not saying, legends, just please understand, I'm not saying that we have to make, okay, an A, B, C. It's not a guarantee, because a WXY can be a 3-3-5 structure. And what a 3-3-5 structure basically means is, because WXY corrective structures can be very complex, but in simple terms, what it basically means is you have an ABC, you have an ABC, and you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you have 3 waves, here you have 3 waves, and here you have 5 waves, which then forms a WXY. But your Y wave can also be a 3-wave structure, like I've just highlighted. Okay, so the reason some people believe that the low could be in for now is that this structure here to the downside, you can count as a 5-wave structure on the smaller time frames. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside of this structure, where some Elliott wave traders believe that we had a 3-wave move, we had a 3-wave move, and we had a 5-wave move to the downside, which is now the end of the Y wave. Okay. Who knows? Who knows, legends, right? Who knows how this is going to play out? So the conundrum is the low in? Or are we still going to take the low? And then if we are still going to take the low, you want this to go as high as possible so that we don't take this low and potentially not have a bull market back to the upside. Okay, smash up the like for the education. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But this was especially for the bulls and for everyone that thinks that we are still going to take the low over here. This scenario is specifically for you guys. Yes, it makes sense. Thanks, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. Valentino, in a quick scalp, long to 6,300. Right, let's see. Let's see what is CVD doing over here. Price of Bitcoin is still falling to the downside. Quite confusing. We have all the other exchanges falling to the downside, but we have Bybit here climbing to the upside. So you can see people here on Bybit are aggressively longing the market over here. And it's just being absorbed by bigger players, okay? Bigger players want the price to go down. Retail players are longing, okay? Expecting an explosion here to the upside. Right. Cool, legends. That is basically what I wanted to discuss over here. And let's go through some more comments. I can now take all of this out the way. I don't need it. I can switch on back all my little levels that I had, and I can zoom into this price action. Let's see what is cooking over here. Okay. Okay, legends, this is what you want to see, okay? From a range low and a range high perspective, the range high, you want to see us tap the level and price needs to move away. And if it comes back for a retest, you don't want to see us tap this level again. So from a long perspective, okay, what you would want to see, if price starts recovering back to the upside and it taps this level again, it's usually a great place to long. Okay, depending on how far we fall, and maybe we make another wick there, you know where to put your stop loss, and you potentially coming to fill the entire inefficiency over here. Right, so definitely a long situation, depending if we do get a retracement that taps the level again. But if price decides just to move away, okay, if price decides just to move away, can definitely come and claim the low and then finally go and bounce on a proper FIB level. Okay, I really want this structure just to bounce on a proper FIB level. When I take a FIB here from the low to the high, it would be so nice to claim the low and come and bounce on a proper FIB level. Okay, we have not bounced on a proper FIB level just as yet, looking at this entire structure here to the upside. So the question is, are we going to bounce by the 382? Are we going to bounce by the 50%? The maximum target you want to see is the 786. Okay, maximum target. But we do have nice confluence here by the 382. We have bullish CVD. There's a lot of things that counts in our favor here by the 382 level. Let's see if that level holds. Okay, with good risk management, all trades are good trades, okay, with exceptional good risk management. Dangerous Scalp, love your TA, thank you so much. In a scalp short, also, Elizabeth, he deserves for this for valuable education that everybody that part of this and view the tap the like button. It's easy. Thanks, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. Smash up the like for the education over here. I hope I have shared something that adds value to your life from a trading perspective. At least you know what to look out for when we do come and claim this low again. Okay. And that's why I'm saying, legends, I'm not going to turn bearish once we claim this low. Especially if we have more momentum here to the upside. If we start pumping here to the upside, okay, remember what I said, you want this to go as high as possible, okay, and we roll over and we go claim the low again. I'm going to wait for the acceptance back above, okay? I'm going to wait for that acceptance back above, and then potentially it is game on, okay? This could definitely be the last low that we're going to make, but I just want to highlight that this could also be the last low for now, okay? And like I mentioned during one of my previous live streams, legends, smash up the like for the education. If I go here onto, no, let's stay onto the 1 hour time frame. The one thing I did think about in bed the other night when I was struggling to fall asleep is that when I look at all these structures that failed to the downside, and I look at this structure that failed to the downside, there was lots of 5-wave structures that confirmed bullish momentum, beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, truncated 5th wave. No one really knew what to make of this structure, but nonetheless it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, and then it failed. It claimed the lows. The bullish structures claimed the lows every single time. And then when we made this structure, I was like, oh, this looks great because now we have a double 1-2 combo. We have a 1-2, 1-2, which is in Elliott wave theory considered extremely bullish. We have a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Everyone expecting those FIB levels, watching the FIB levels, okay, the retracement needs to bounce. The retracement needs to bounce. And it didn't. We failed, okay? The bullish structures that's supposed to carry us to higher momentum just failed every single time. And I can't help but wonder if the bearish structure over here that looks so 3-wavy, no 5 waves, okay? This is considered very bearish, legends. This is a ABC. Where's the 5th wave? You want to see a 4 and a 5. Where's the 5th wave? Okay, this really looks like an ABC, and this is how a lot of people are counting this at the moment as a corrective structure here to the upside. But what if this corrective structure, the structure that no one is expecting us to take us to a higher level, that looks bearish as hell, okay, is going to be the one that takes us to higher levels? Because the bullish structures just failed every time. The 5-wave structures failed. Maybe it's going to be the 3-wave structure that takes us to higher levels. I don't know, right? And I'm just purely speculating over here. Let's see. I would love to see how this is going to play out. But I mean, I have highlighted the scenarios that what to look out for when we do claim the low. And for now, like I mentioned this morning in my update, looking at this structure at the moment, the probabilities are still higher to claim the high before we claim the low. I'm not saying we're going to $74,000. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is looking at the structure here at the moment, the probabilities for me are still higher to claim the high before we claim the low. And if we maybe get a bounce here by the 382 and we move up here and we then claim the high, okay, then we can go and analyze the price situation over here and say, well, okay, now that we've claimed the high, what does the probabilities look like right now? Do we now have, because we claimed the high, does the probabilities increase to come and claim the low before we claim this high? Okay. And I do have a couple of Elliott wave scenarios that highlight some of the probabilities, but I first want this scenario to play out before I dive a little bit too ahead into the future. Okay. Right, legends. That is unfortunately all I have time for today. Should we do at least 1 or 2 altcoins? Let's do 1 or 2 altcoins for the legends over here. Okay. Mr. Crypto Big Brains, I'm relying on you. Litecoin and ETH for analysis when you look at alts. Let's do that. Let's go and look at Litecoin. Let's do this. I think I have Litecoin here in my yellow list. Do I? LTC. On the daily. Let's see. Ooh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I actually highlighted this dinosaur coin inside of our Legends community. Legends, I am very bullish on Litecoin. It's not one of my favorite altcoins by no stretch of the imagination, but from a technical perspective, I love where Filecoin is. I also refer to, not Filecoin, Litecoin. And I also refer to it as a dinosaur coin. Okay, very old, been around for very, very long. And I mean, I really like what I'm seeing here at the moment. Okay, so let me explain. A, B, C, D, E. It looks really great. 1, 2, 1, 2. It looks great. Okay, so Legends, when I discussed this with our Legends trading community this morning, what I did is, let me just take the brushes here out the way. Okay, and I think we were trading over here somewhere. Okay, Litecoin was over here somewhere. And what I told the Legends is, obviously keep an eye on the trend. What I would like to see from Litecoin as the first bullish confirmation is that we need to get acceptance back inside the range. And now we got acceptance back inside the range, which is great, because as soon as you get acceptance back inside the range, usually what happens is you go and tap the top of the range. Okay. Now that we have acceptance back inside the range, we increase the probabilities of coming to tap the top of the range. Okay, we still have a point of control where we can get a rejection, make higher low, and continue here to the upside. So from a long-term perspective, from a spot buy perspective, from an investment perspective, this is what I wanted to see. This is what I really wanted to see. I just want to look at the weekly time frame. Okay, so Legends, from a weekly perspective, okay, if you're a patient trader from an investment perspective, what you want to see, okay, and I know it looks very bullish here to the upside, but you want to see a weekly candle close inside this range. So by Sunday evening, 12 o'clock, if there's a weekly candle inside of this range, it's going to look really, really good for Litecoin to continue the momentum here to the upside, come and tap the high over here, and potentially even go to higher levels. Okay, next coin. You said Litecoin and ETH. Let's go through Ethereum here in a moment. ETH, I have you on top here. Okay, very simple here on the price of ETH. You can see I'm tracking it inside of a parallel channel at the moment. Okay, ETH is inside a parallel channel. We have tapped the bottom, the top, the bottom, the top, and now we have tapped the bottom again. And this is where we got supported by the 0.618 when I take a fib from the high to the low over here. And I have a very clear invalidation, right? Because if you are speculating on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your fourth wave is not allowed to go into your first wave, which is where the invalidation is. And we literally just missed it. Okay, so what you would like to see from ETH is, just taking the scribble here out the way, is to remain inside of the channel, okay, and find continuation back to the upside. So for now, there's my clear invalidation. I bought some ETH over here. When that 2 weeks ago, that Monday, where the price was just dropping here to the downside, lots of fear. I think it was the yen and the interest rate that was increased for the first time in 40 years. I just had to nibble. I bought a couple of altcoins. I bought ETH, I bought ADA, I bought some XRP, a couple of altcoins, right? This is where I bought some ETH. And now we are back in trend. And okay, as long as we can stay inside the channel, not hit the invalidation, I'm happy. Okay, so obviously, I mean, I'm doing high time frame analysis here on the price of ETH. I also, from a lower time frame perspective, okay, this is some of the confirmations that I was looking for. I was tracking this momentum here, and we broke out, and we're going sideways, which is a sign of bullishness. Okay, when you break a trend and you go sideways for so long, it could definitely be building up momentum for a pop to the upside. Okay, let's see how this plays out. Right, legends, thank you so much for joining. That is unfortunately all I have time for today. Smash up the like if you enjoyed the education. Remember, if you'd like to be part of our Legends trading community, first link down in the description. Have yourselves a great evening. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now.